This week, we have Mireille Nana, business lawyer, joining us to share how you can get access to financing as a for-profit business. This week on OFC Podcast Radio.
OFC Podcast Radio. This is me.
Welcome to OFC Podcast Radio, where every beat, every word, and every laugh is a celebration of our journey. Join Gina the Great, your joy curator, Farrah Hammond Freeman, the head honcho, and me, Queen Kaya, your soul sister. Stay tuned for a dose of melanated excellence right here on OFC Podcast Radio. But before we do anything else, we're going to bless our show and the kings and queens listening.
Woo-wee! Blessed melanated rising, my people. I am so grateful to life. I'm grateful to God our Creator, and I'm grateful to our ancestors just for creating this opportunity for us to be able to be on here, to be able to entertain, enlighten, and empower our people. I'm grateful to the ancestors for being present with us. And I'm just sending out that spirit of love. I'm sending out that spirit of light. I'm sending out that spirit of unity, strength, great health, wealth, peace, and joy to each and every one of our listeners. And I just ask that let today's show be very inspiring, entertaining, and again, most importantly, empowering to each and every one of our listeners. Hotep, amen, ashe, ayibabo. How y'all doing, queens?
What it do, yo? What's up? Happy? Well, I was gonna say happy.
No, not that song. Already, let's start it off. Not that song. The next line.
I know. I stopped where I stopped it. I stopped where I stopped. Okay.
You know what that song is? That's the blah, 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 song. We don't. You started off early. G.
We didn't even. You know, I feel like there's a lot of judgment here. So early in the morning, for just
you're right.
Good beats and like proper lyrics. It's just what happens. What happens is that we listen to things throughout our life, and then you have these things, these cues in life that has you just respond with things that you just heard in life. That's it. That's why I communicate a lot with my sister. Like anytime someone says, "What is this?" Jen and I will have to reply, "Numbers in my pocket." I don't know why, but that is a natural response to when someone says, "What is this?" So when someone says, "What's up?"
Wait. Okay, just for those who don't know, Gina, can you give that reference? Like, why do you say numbers in my pocket? Just for those who might not know.
If you don't know, you should ask somebody. But it's 112. Like it's music. That's what in your life. What is this? Numbers in your pocket. Yeah. I remember when you used to put those things away. Come on. All right.
Thanks. No, I did ask somebody. That's what I'm saying. I asked you, Gina. I wanted to make sure, I'm me, guys. I'm always making sure for everybody else. I'm that guy representing people.
Okay, that's blessed. But speaking of music, the theme of this week was how bizarre, because let it be the eclipse, let it be Mercury in her retrograde, or all these different things. I didn't realize we were in retrograde. Are we still in retrograde? Anyway, I'm sure Kyle will let us know. But this week, it's just, and you guys probably heard it in last week's show too, because we record beforehand. I couldn't speak. I couldn't read properly. My tongue was tied. I felt dyslexic. It was just wild. Like it didn't make any sense. Even at work too, I was just like, I promise you pay me for a reason. I know I sound like I know nothing, but it's a bizarre week for me. A lot of things were going amok at work. Everything is just crazy. The world went wild because Cole apologized. I don't want to hear it. Okay. I support it wholeheartedly, but the way people are reacting, I get it. And people are giving their like two sides of the coin, where they're just like, they respect that, he had to do it for his mental health, and that, that he had to rectify what he felt pressured in doing. But on the other side, they're just like, the hip hop in them just wanted him to come with the fire, and they were just
we respect your mental health, but shut up.
And I didn't appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like, okay, call me Capiola. I do cape for Cole. I don't care. All right, I do it, and I appreciate.
I think it's honorable, G. I don't care.
And I like him as a grown-up artist. He's a grown-up artist, and I appreciate him for that. So Cole, don't worry. Don't listen to the haters.
Well, I just don't understand why they're saying it was a light skin thing. Like, I don't know. Like, that's what I was hearing everywhere.
I'm not here for it. I really can't. You know what I mean? No, it's a spiritual thing. It's a high.
They'd be like, light skinned people, right? Because they'd be like, they be just doing too much. So they be getting into a fight with you, smack you in the face, and come back and be like, you need to apologize to me.
That's a light skin thing? Okay.
I don't relate. I came out light skinned, but my mom tried. My mom's complexion and her ex-husband, aka my dad, is a very dark man. I don't know what happened to me.
We got to keep it real though, because we're not really just saying light skins. The truth is that we saying these mixed kids. Hence why my section is going to have some things in it, because I'm going to tell you something. The level of privilege and audacity that is amongst that world, especially when they're being raised by white mamas who give them that like white umbrella. They just don't understand sometimes how far the privilege thing rubs off on them. So they're walking around like, and it's sad because we call, in the back in the days, they used to say uppity N-words. And I'm just like, J. Cole, if you're coming into hip hop, follow hip hop criteria. You see this thing you just did? You had to wait 2 weeks before you apologize. Why you do it the next day, fool?
I know, he just a little bit. Let it simmer a little bit. Even if like I'm down for the apology too, because it's like I'm a big person. I love taking responsibility and accountability. I have no problem with apologizing when you just let it simmer a little bit. It would not hurt to let it
at night. But you're not sleeping at night. You're gonna wait 2 weeks.
Bro, 1, 2, piff and chill out 2 seconds, bro. This guy's like.
All right.
He might not smoke weed either. That's another thing. He might not smoke no weed.
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
I'm not encouraging that if that's what we're saying.
Yeah, I think he stopped smoking too. But
that's what happened.
I'm gonna jump on what Kaya said about interracial couples, and it's funny because there was a skit, well, not a skit, but one of those people where they ask you on the streets, and it was Black History Month. And someone was just like, they had said halfway through, they're like, oh, well, happy Black History Month for those who are biracial, but like your time ends here. And then one guy responded, he's like, yeah, but my mom's the Black one. They're like, okay, you get 3/4 of the month. If your mom is the Black one in the interracial,
oh man, people are no good. We have such a problem with as a human species.
You get one extra week. There's 4 weeks in here. You get one extra. But back to the bizarreness. I got a message yesterday. Someone like went to the wrong storage locker, and like basically broke his key into my lock. My tires. I need those for next week. So now and he's like, I'll buy you a new lock. I'm like, that's great, but how do we get the lock off there? Because I don't have bowl cuts.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do. I like Canadian Tire. You're gonna have to get them dead bolts. Kaya has some for sure. Kaya, lend Gina yours now. You know you cut off mad locks in your time.
Like you're dry snitching. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna tell you something. I talk about the charges I can talk about, Pharaoh. I gotta talk about the stuff I don't do anymore, Pharaoh.
I'm just saying. I'm sure you have some in your house. Like
you can talk about the crime when you don't do it anymore, Pharaoh.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
No, I'm just
That's how it works.
I'm honestly on the good foot, guys. I'm honestly living the straight and narrow kind of. So don't come for me.
Don't come for me. And I'll end it with saying, after all that madness, I went to the Cairo yesterday, and they straightened my life. Shout out to Dr. Lee at Cairo Express in Square Victoria, whatever it is. But I feel like a bad person. So that was my week. Kaya, how was yours? After you done? Right. Okay.
It's early. I got to eat something. Fat people wake up hungry. Ciao.
Drink water, because sometimes we don't know when we're thirsty.
Look,
that's it. I was gonna say that. I got distracted.
I started off with water.
Okay.
No, I'm just fat, boo. This is serious. This hunger thing is real for me. But my week was amazing. That's the truth. I had a great week. I got into a kind of like a mode in my house where I adopted like this habit. It's a very good habit though. It's to make sure that your kitchen is completely clean before you go to bed every night.
That's good.
Not to miss a night. Not to have nothing at all in the sink, even having the water, any drops of water cleaned out the sink. So literally drying the sink at the end of the night after you're done. Like that's how tidy it is. And
All right.
so it has become such a thing for me. I came in late one night, tired. I had worked all day. I came in, got in the bed, and went to sleep and woke up to go pee. And I was like, the dishes. And so I run in the kitchen. I'm like, my God, I have 4 dishes in the sink. So I wash the dishes and I put the dishes on the side where I put the dishes to drain. And then I was like, okay, that feels better. Now I can go back to sleep. Now I could feel normal and go back to sleep. I also feel like it might be a good Wiccan practice. That's the truth. But I feel like it makes money come in. It makes money come to me when the kitchen is clean. So I look it up and it actually says something about that. Like it's actually a ritual for witches that if you keep your kitchen clean, you can manifest easier. So
Wow.
As I look at my kitchen and the dishes in my sink.
Okay. I like that a lot, actually. But I'm at the retreat. I make it a point to do that just to keep the mice away. But at the same time, if it draws the money in, let it come. Yes.
What, the dishes you said keep the mice away?
I keep the kitchen clean. Period, just to keep the mice out. At the retreat. Yeah. Just so that's really
y'all don't
what
got
it
a
is.
cat up there?
No, they wouldn't do good with our dogs. I don't think. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
not
No.
true.
If you start with
Yeah, if you start with a kitten.
I don't know. I've seen my dogs chase squirrels, and little kittens could be mistaken as little squirrels. I don't know. I wouldn't. Is it my time? Because I'm not. I don't want to talk about my dogs in there and what they do to these cats.
Okay, so yeah, so that's my week. Adapting good habits in order to enhance the flow of money. So yeah, that's what I did this week. I worked on my personal practices in order to enhance my finances. That was my mission this week.
Amen.
So working on a couple different things. My just showing up on time, staying on task longer than 15 minutes, that type of thing. So I've been working on me. Working on me. So P,
amen.
How was your week?
Amen. Well, first off, now again, I apologize to all our listeners who are here in just a week after the fact. But how did the eclipse impact you guys? How was the experience? How was the day, the night, day into night, night into day, the day up? Like how did you guys go through it, and how did you feel? Were you guys home? Were you at work? Were you?
I was working, and like I said, I had certain glitches at work in terms of things just not aligning a certain way, but that could have really been coincidental. Just in the space where we are right now during a merger. So,
But did you look at it though? Did you get the goggles? Did you get an opportunity to experience it? That's like.
I thought I would have the time, but honestly, whereas most places had 4 minutes in totality, I feel like we had less than a minute and 30 seconds. So by the time I was just oh, I'm gonna go outside, I looked up, I was like, oh, it's gone. Okay.
Yo, Queen Kaya, did you get an op? Did you get to play around with it?
First things first, I did all my conspiracy theory work prior to, and they was talking about it was going to be the devil's gate opening, that the axis that this thing passed on was actually, this is why it was such an auspicious time for it, why they say they canceled school and all this stuff. But I'm just going to say my little 2 piece about it. So I was in my house. I said I wasn't going out in it, because usually as a child and stuff like that, when we had eclipses, I would definitely be a part of the crew who would be out there defying everybody, saying, yeah, I'm going to go and look at this thing with the glasses, obviously, because I had a grandmother and she'll kill me if I come home blind because I looked at the eclipse. So now I'm really in trouble, right? So I don't like the way I felt physically. My eyes felt like I had a thyroid issue, what I imagine someone may feel like. With my eyes were bulging out my head. My head was hurting. The top of my dome here was feeling like it was staticky. It was It did not feel good. And I didn't close up my blinds, but this is secondhand light, right? So I'm looking at the window, but the sun is shining that way, not towards me. So there's no real sun that's coming in here. It's all secondhand sun. The little bit of light that came, or the lack of light that happened during this eclipse, caused my eyes to tear. Yeah, I went through a thing. My head hurt. This here was definitely, my whole frontal cortex was going through a thing. How about you? How did it affect you?
Yeah, well, we did, everything at the Freeman family. We do it like an experience. So we had the chair set up. We were outside. We were celebrating, liming in the front. I was playing Kundalini activation sounds in the background. all kind of wildness was going on by me. And and so leading up to it, and we had the goggles. We had a shortage of goggles. So then, sharing is caring. So everybody cut their goggles in half, and everybody covered one eye, looked at it through one eye. It was pretty dope. But anyways,
that is family. At least if y'all go blind, each one of y'all got one eye,
one good eye. That's what
link arms, right? Link arms.
So no, we had a pretty good experience, but I have to say, so it was cool, watching it come, and it was like it. Well, Gina, when you said it took like a minute, it actually, well, it depends. Like just the time where the complete sun was blocked, yeah, it was like maybe I don't know, a couple of minutes or whatever be the case, but it was eerie, like. When the whole area went kind of dark, it was kind of like a weird neon glowy nighttime, daytime dark. So that kind of gave a weird vibe. But I kid you not, as the moon passed or whatever be the case, my whole system was shutting down. I don't know what is happening. I need to go lie down. I went and took a nap. And then when I woke up from my nap, my insides felt jittery, like they were vibrating a little bit. And I was like, why do I feel like this? It was like,
this is what I just said. I felt frizzy inside too. I felt like I was like vibrating.
Right.
Inside. It was like a nervousy feeling. It was a nervousy feeling about the stomach, a little, almost getting on the verge of getting ready to feel queasy. So now I done drank about 15 bottles of water after, because I'm like, something wrong with me. And I went live immediately after, because I had to talk to somebody else. I needed to know so I got a young lady gets on, and literally I feel like I got my superpowers or a piece of them. Because literally, I start talking, and it was literally from God. I had to take it down because it ended up being so personal. We started talking about the eclipse, and then it went into stuff that was so personal that it was like, I got to take this down because no one deserves to see us this vulnerable in this. This is really real. So I took it down. But it really had us open to the energies and accepting of the energies. That's the truth. Whether we wanted it or not.
Or not. That's okay.
It or not. That was crazy.
So,
gee, how about you? You didn't feel anyway? What?
No, I didn't, honestly. But I'm already working on increasing my dimensional status. So,
on that note, so let me tell you guys. So now, as we're talking dimensional status, so my whole energy lately, like I've been going through it mentally, spiritually, just because it's like I'm just trying to find this middle ground. I'm going through a forgive them for they know not what they do type of thing. You guys know that saying, right? Myself and one of my homegirls, we're always talking about how much we appreciate life, we love being spiritual beings, having this physical experience, but we don't necessarily, how do I put this? We're trying to find that Jesus energy where we could just love humanity for humanity's sake and turn the other cheek, and you know what I mean? Because I feel that has something to do with my evolution for me to get to the next level where I could tap into the real powers. But people, I'm having a hard time. When do you turn the other cheek, and when you're like, whoa, pause, about this slapping thing? Like when do you when do you address it and you're like, look, how about you just stop hitting me so I don't have to turn the other cheek and we just I don't know. I've been kind of going through it, just trying to find this middle ground. So one of the things that I've been coming out to the retreat and doing some work out here and just reconnecting with nature. And I find that basically just without putting my own emotions on things, like if I just keep things super neutral and not let my own thoughts, emotions, perspectives, the spirit always gives me a simple answer, right? And in this particular case, when a person is either has disrespected you or you feel disrespected, if you intend, and I'm putting this out to all my people because I'm sure I'm not the only one going through these kind of weird things, I'm coming to realize that I could actually warp how I'm feeling just by trusting the energy and asking the energy to show me the truth behind the situation. And be connecting with yourself on a non-physical can be just as easy as how all the three of us connect here online. We call each other on the phone or whatever be the case. When you need to connect with your non-physical self, just talk to your spirit like you would talk to your brethren, your sister. Your spirit's not expecting you to go through a ritual, light candles, or have a seance to to ask it questions or to think. Keep it super simple, super light. Anything you're going through, any questions you have, anything that's gray in your environment, you need clarity, you need answers, ask your spirit for the direction, ask your spirit for the answers, and just chill. Go into relaxation mode, trusting and knowing that your spirit is going to reveal the answers to you. So don't make it hard for yourself. Don't make it anything way more than it needs to. Trust your spirit. Know that you are spirit and you are here having this physical experience. So with that, we're taking a pause for the cause. We're taking a pause, and when we come back from a pause, we'll be going into Parlay with the People.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people, y'all.
Ah, yes, beautiful people. So we are back. So like I had mentioned at the top of the show, and you guys already know, we are in this finance season within the OFC where we're focusing on everything that has to do with money, business, revenue, expansion, just basically everything that has to do with going to the next level when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your entrepreneurship. I am really excited for the guest that we have on with us today. It is one and only Mireille Lavie Nana. She is the founder and the owner of MLT Avocat, as well as the nonprofit we're here to discuss. She is here to bless us, to share a little bit more about who she is, what she's been doing, and these amazing workshops she has coming up. Thank you for being with us this morning, Queen.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. So you're no strangers to the show. It is always awesome. But like I like to do, for those who might not know who you are, I just want to give you just a moment to be able to introduce yourself and let people know who you are.
Okay, thank you. I'm Mireille Lavie Nana. I'm a lawyer, a business lawyer, and also real estate lawyer. So we represent and assist our clients in different kind of their needs. So I work and I have found MLT attorney, and now MLT attorney will become Aura attorney, HORA, Aura, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because we really want to impact our community. So this is why we decided to go from MLT attorney to Aura attorney. And when you work at a certain times, you ask yourself what you can do, what you can give for free to the community. So as a lawyer, we decided to give our free time, you know, advices also to people through our legal clinic, juridique d'affaires, so the business legal clinic. And by this organization is a non-profit organization. So we do training session, we give information to business owner. So this is what I can say about myself today.
This is awesome. And now actually there was a couple of things. So first, because I want to just go back one step. So now, first of all, concerning Aura, because I love the name, and I'm curious to know, like, first of all, Aura, what does it mean? So it's HORA.
Yeah.
Ça traduit à quoi? And everybody knows here in our show, OFC Podcast Radio, we are bilingual, fait qu'on fait beaucoup de fois anglais, fait qu'on peut aller back and forth if we need to. But I'm very curious, like, Aura, what does it mean? C'est quoi la définition? How we came up with that name?
Ben, en fait, je vais le dire plutôt en français. Ben, pour Aura, en fait, le H représente les hommes de manière générale, le H, donc hommes et femmes qui sont en affaires. Le O, c'est pour organisation. R, il y a une partie réseautage, réorganisation. Et puis le A, c'est accompagnement. On est beaucoup dans l'accompagnement, vraiment. Puis quand on dit aura, c'est également ce qu'on dégage aussi. Donc, j'emmène ce que je suis comme personne, comme entrepreneur dans l'entreprise que j'ai fondée pour pouvoir impacter positivement, parce qu'on peut avoir un impact négatif. Hein. L'objectif, c'est de vraiment avoir un impact positif sur les gens d'affaires qu'on accompagne et leur permettre par conséquent de pouvoir entre eux développer des relations d'affaires. Donc, on a Aura Avocat, mais on a Aura Réseau d'affaires. Et puis vraiment, Aura Réseau d'affaires, c'est un réseau qu'on a mis en place auquel souscrivent les clients du cabinet, mais on veut l'étendre également aux gens à l'externe. Et puis, il y a vraiment différents groupes au niveau de la clientèle, au niveau du réseautage, en fait. Donc, il y a ceux des entrepreneurs de manière générale qui vont exercer dans divers domaines d'activité. Il y a pour ceux-là qui sont dans l'investissement immobilier et pour d'autres aussi maintenant qui sont dans le droit de transport aérien. Et puis, à l'intérieur, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? C'est vraiment tout ce qui est information juridique, donc au niveau de la vigie législative. Les lois changent tout le temps. Dernièrement, par exemple, avec la loi 25, il y a pas mal de modifications qu'il a fallu apporter pour toutes les organisations, que ce soit à but non lucratif ou à but lucratif. Aujourd'hui, dès lors qu'on...
Et juste pour être sûr qu'on est tous sur la même page, quand on parle de la loi 25, et actuellement, attends, and sorry for cutting you. I just want to make sure parce que, while you're speaking and while our listeners are tuned in, people are taking notes. Ils t'écoutent qu'est-ce que tu dis et ils sont en train. Mais je veux être sûr qu'on est sur la même page parce que première des choses, encore, c'est exceptionnel. So, Aura, and just to translate for our English listeners, so Aura, it translates as, first of all, when you say in terms of man, you mean mankind, men, women, everybody in general, right? And then it means and the O is for organization. The R is for in French, réseautage, so that's networking and that's bringing people together. And then the A is for accompagnement, so it's like that's support. And basically, and sorry.
The R also is a restructuration, reorganization, revision. The A is yeah.
So, I because this where we are right now, especially as a community, this is what we need to be able to expand. Being able to connect, like it's one thing to have lawyers within the community, but to have lawyers who are dedicated to supporting other people's growth, to networking, bringing people together is exceptional. Then you mentioned that Aura. My pleasure. I thank you. Now you also mentioned that Aura has the legal services, but then you also have the it's like a network where it's like comme un réseau. Right, so it's like the Aura network, and then within the network, you mentioned you had 3 different categories. So you have the legal, so just the people who do business law, but then you also have the people who are into real estate, and you also said transport. Ariane, is that air travel and well, not air travel, but
aeronautic.
So what is that? Because that.
The third one is aeronautic, but we work mostly with company. It's not like an individual, someone who bought his ticket to travel, maybe from Montreal to France, and has an issue with the air transportation. So those kind of things, we do not handle that. So we negotiate contract between a company with Air Canada, for example.
Okay.
And we also negotiate a contract for people who want to run their air transportation company. So there is a kind of the regulation are too specific on those and those sections of the law. So we really want to assist a company who want to expand also their serve in this field of practice.
So you and the fact that you have a network that brings these type of people, like all within within a certain space, or you have the ability to network these kind of people, I think is huge. But then the last thing you just mentioned is still la loi 25. Maintenant, la loi 25, for those who don't know, can you explain to us what the loi 25 is and how that's impacting us?
En fait, la loi 25, c'est vraiment une loi qui est venue resserrer et puis redéfinir les exigences au niveau de la protection des renseignements personnels dans des entreprises, dans le secteur privé particulièrement.
Okay, so donc, protecting your data, in other words.
Yes, because when you sell something, when you are a company, uh, even if it's a non-profit organization, sometimes it's not even sometimes, you collect information as the name of the member of the organization, their phone number, their emails, also their addresses, and sometimes when they have to buy things on your website, you may collect their credit card information as well.
Very true. Yeah.
Loi 25 comes to bring a kind of responsibility. So you really have to make sure that you protect those information, and you cannot communicate that at everybody. It's not everybody who has to know what is the information you keep from people. You collect from people. So when you have let me rephrase it. If you have a website and you collect people information, it's mandatory for you to have a policy according to Law 25. You see, you also need to have some kind of register, register to know if there is an incident with the personal information of someone. What would I do? What do I need to do? And what is the information I also need to communicate to the person within my company responsible for the protection of those kind of information. So every company now in Quebec has to have their own policy, under the Law 25 and the registry also. So you can check, and to have someone within your company responsible to protect the personal information.
Wow, this is awesome. This is why I appreciate having you on here, Queen, because every time you come, you're a wealth of information. You're sharing things that we hear about it, but a lot of us aren't really dialed in, so to speak. So we're not necessarily fully paying attention. And before you know it, we're receiving, letters, we're receiving fines, and now we're fighting it because we weren't aware. And you can never play ignorance. Us not knowing is not our. Yeah, the government doesn't care if we didn't take the time to inform ourselves. So that is amazing information. So, but were you going to say something else just to close off that point?
But the law came into force in September 2023. So now.
Okay, so it's recent.
Yes. So if you know that you are an organization or a company and you collect people information, and sometimes people just think that, I need to have a website to be to have to draft a policy. No, it's not that, because you have customers as well, and for your customers, sometimes you have their personal information, personal information. Right. The name of a company is not a personal information. If it's a B2B business, you run, the name of a company is not a personal information, but the name of the administrator or the shareholder of those companies are personal. So you have to make sure that you draft a policy that protects every personal information you may have to collect as a business owner in Quebec. And there is how do you call that? They call that the fine. So you see, if you don't respect the law, yes, you can have to pay a lot, and it can goes up to, I think, 25,000.
Wow! So you see, now this is a great segue, because what you guys are doing, especially with the clinic, you guys are offering a bunch of free workshops, where people in the community can come and find out more about what you guys are doing. So I think this, and not just what you guys are doing, but they can find out more about what they need to be doing as entrepreneurs. They need to, and that's why we brought you on today, is because we want to take some time to just kind of talk a little bit about the workshops that you guys have coming up, because again, people who are listening to us right now, this is a huge opportunity. Knowledge is power. And the fact that we have an opportunity where you could have these type of workshops. I know when for me coming up, we had to pay for these type of courses. We went to business courses to find out about these fundamentals. Now being given to you. They're super available to you. And it's just for you to make yourself available to be able to participate. So now I know we have one coming up when our listeners hear this is actually today, technically, because this is going to air on Thursday. So when people hear it, the workshop is actually going on today. But you have a whole series of them. So even if this one, if well, hopefully people will be able to make this one today. But if they can't, there's other workshops coming up. So first off, the speaker that you have is Nessa Dorismont.
Yes, Nessa Dorismont is a really great entrepreneur. She's amazing, and she is a project manager. So she worked, I think, at least for 15 years now as a project manager. So we really appreciate to have her with us for our next workshop about she will talk about the corporate financing strategy. As a corporation, sometimes we entrepreneur thinks that only the nonprofit organization can benefit with a financing strategy. So in order to give more information to people, even as me, as an entrepreneur, you need to know how you can finance things you want to put into your business to help you, having to communicate more about the product or the services
I love this.
You sell those kind of things. So she will be there just to present the strategy and what is also the kind of financing people can benefit, and also the grant, because there is a grant for a corporation. People, when you think about grant, you just think about the nonprofit organization, but there is a lot of things that people don't know about financing and grant for a company, in Quebec. So,
well, I could say I personally wasn't aware. It was only when I did start to hear some of the things that Nurse was speaking about. I personally was not aware that as a for-profit you could get free money. I was always told that the anytime for for-profits you have to get a loan, and for nonprofits they get the grants. Right. So now like I said, that's why I'm really glad to have you on, especially in this finance season where everything we're talking is how do we get access to more capital? How do we grow our businesses to make more money? The timing is perfect for this workshop. So now the workshop is free, right? So people so to be able to participate, they just need to register.
Yes.
Now when I went on the website for the registration, it's just cjae.org. So that's C like cat, J like Juliet, A like apple, E like echo.org.
Yes, absolutely. But you can also find a link for registration at the Eventbrite website too. So we have all our link in Eventbrite.
So we just in Eventbrite we just search CJ AE.
CJAE, no, the Clinique Juridique d'Affaires. On Eventbrite you will see all our workshop.
Clinique.
And I don't know if you need the link, so you can give the link. You can send the link to those who are interesting by our.
Oh, definitely. Anybody who's hearing this, if you catch that, definitely just message us, OFC Podcast Radio, gmail.com. We'll send you the links for the workshops, where you will see us in the workshops for sure. A question that comes up often is the workshop, is it bilingual? Is it predominantly in French? Are we how do we navigate?
For this workshop, it will be in French. but there's possible for people who just speak English to
be able to ask their question.
No, to ask the question, yes, to ask the question in English, and she will also answer. We are working, you know, to make sure that we can also give those a workshop in English as well. We thought about the possibility for us to have someone who can translate as, you know, the professional will be talking, but for now it's kind of difficult.
I can tell you, I definitely I know what you mean, and I'm really glad. We'll talk a little bit more about it offline, but we do have an organization now that was just founded called the Bilingual Bridge Canada. And the Bilingual Bridge, the whole responsibility of that organization is to support organizations like yours in offering the simultaneous translations, because it is something to be able to bridge that gap, that language gap between the community. I think it's needed to be able to ensure that as a community we grow together despite of our language barriers. So now, sister, as we're closing up, again, like, I thank you. This has been awesome. Again, as usual, sharing all kind of powerful information and creating opportunities. And like we told everybody, this workshop is just one of a series of workshops. So definitely get in contact with the OFC, or you can just get in contact with the clinic. The business legal clinic, they are there at your service. So Queen, as we're closing up, you know, I like to have our guests leave our people with some empowering words. So what kind of words would you like to leave with the community today? And they could be in English or French. Sois à l'aise. Let us know.
But ce qui me vient en tête là tout de suite, c'est vraiment de reprendre il y a une quote de Martin Luther King qu'on dit souvent, mais que les entrepreneurs, j'ai l'impression qu'on n'a pas saisi dans son entièreté, parce qu'il disait que si tu ne peux pas courir, marche, si tu ne peux pas marcher, rampe, mais en tout temps, avance. Donc vraiment, c'est là-dessus que je veux pouvoir nous laisser aujourd'hui, en tout temps, vraiment comme entrepreneur. Il faut avancer parce que et puis sortir de sa zone de confort, ça permet de sortir de sa zone de confort. Peut-être une petite anecdote que je vais dire ici, si ça peut aider quelqu'un. Lundi, lors de la rencontre d'équipe avec mon équipe, parce que le lundi, on se rencontre, etc., pour discuter de diverses choses. Et puis, je vais toujours prendre également le temps pour un genre de période de motivation ou de développement professionnel que je sors par quand même de tout le travail en développement professionnel que j'ai fait et que je fais encore jusqu'à aujourd'hui. Et puis, il y a la courbe de développement professionnel où quand on est en bas, dans la courbe, on est dans sa zone de confort. Et puis, en haut, c'est hors de sa zone de confort. Puis, ce qu'on voit, c'est qu'on va toujours avoir tendance à rester dans sa zone de confort parce qu'on dit, c'est ce que je sais. Sauf que la zone de confort, c'est le lieu où on n'apprend plus rien. Donc, comme entrepreneur, pour apprendre, il faut absolument sortir de sa zone de confort. C'est là qu'on devient meilleur dans ce qu'on fait. Donc, s'il y en a qui m'écoutent et qui sont dans la zone de confort, quittez la zone de confort parce que la zone de confort tue le génie en vous. Voilà.
Woo! Well said, sister. Ça m'a donné des frissons. Nice. People, I have to try what you just said, and I'm sure I won't do it as justice. But it is time that you step out of your comfort zone. In other words, what the Queen was leaving us with is in terms of when she has her team meetings, and she like they do this on a weekly basis every Monday. They do their regular team meeting, but it's also an opportunity to be inspired and to discuss things that are motivational. And she's just sharing that this week it was really about understanding that when you are there's a business cycle where there's downs and ups, and as you go through the downs, you're in a down and you're comfortable there, because a lot of us that is our comfort zone. But we got to push out of that comfort zone and rise to the top where we're not necessarily comfortable, but that is our goal. So do not stay in your comfort zone, people. Go to your next level. Queen Mireille Lavie Nana, thank you for being with us again today. Thank you for blessing the community.
Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. Just looking forward to continue to build with you, and thank you for all that you're doing, and we'll definitely be in touch very soon.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Let's take a quick positive cause just to shout out our homegirls, Kemba and Andrea from Keene Real Estate Group. Whenever you're thinking real estate, whenever you're thinking investments, whenever you're thinking about planning for the long term, think Keen Real Estate Group. They're generating wealth for generations. KeenGroup.ca. If your goal is to purchase a car and to make the process as simple as possible, just get a car broker, guys. You just get a car broker. Big shout out to our homeboy, Hamsdale Jacques, the owner of hjcourtierauto.com. That's HJCOURTIERAUTO.com. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you're getting started and you're ready to go to that next level, what do you need? You need a phone line and you need a website. Think Mainstream Digicom. They got all your telecommunication needs checked. MainstreamDigicom.com. You're trying to get out on the web. You're trying to understand how to navigate through ads. Check out Java Logics for all your marketing, your digital marketing. Where would we be without Preston? I don't even know. Check out Java Logics. I give thanks to Preston for what he's done for the OFC. The amount of positive reviews we've gotten from all his referrals, we're proud to stand behind his work. Check out javalogics.com. No, it's not just because he's my brother. It's because you can't talk hip-hop in Montreal without saying M-City Solo. Guys, check out his latest project, In My Fields, available on mcitysolo.com. If it's not one of the hardest new EPs to hit Montreal, come and let me know. You already know. It's your boy, Pharaoh, bigging up, mcitysolo.com. Keeping the culture alive. I gotta give thanks to West Can Folk Performing Company. For the last 40 years plus, they've been promoting our culture through song, drum, and dance, educating youth, the children, the seniors. Just check them out, westcanfolk.com.
Girl, what are you cooking?
My curry chicken.
Ooh, you're burning it.
Oh, gosh, it looks so...
It's okay, girl. You need the Curry House. They have the best Caribbean food in town. 2 locations in Montreal, West Island and Côte-Neige. For more information, follow Caribbean Curry House, MTL. Don't forget to mention the Empower Hour for your 10% discount.
So, who placed in the order?
Me.
DeVito, WizKid, Burna Boy. Those are just some of the big names that's blessed Montreal thanks to Afrobeats Montreal. Definitely check out Afrobeats MTL for all concerts, show listings, everything that has to do with Afrobeats in the city. Check out Afrobeats MTL. One full circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. What does that mean? We're here for each other.
This is Queen Kaya, and welcome to Kaya's Jambalaya. Come in, take a seat. Let me cook. Hey, now we cooking with gas. So, this is another episode of Kaya's Jambalaya. Welcome back. And if I sound super excited, it's because I just realized that I can turn on the record button on Zoom. I am ecstatic. You learn something new every day, people. You learn something new every day. Y'all, so we started off early in the show talking about the eclipse. And so I had to put this out there because I'm just like, whoa. I know how it affected me, and we heard how it affected our co-hosts. However, there was a couple of people who completely lost their minds during the eclipse. Well, let's get into it. So there's a social media influencer who, during the total eclipse, so before the total eclipse, she went on to write some very, very crazy style tweets. And pretty much she's saying, wake up, the apocalypse is here. Everyone who has ears, listen. Your time to choose what you believe is now. If you believe in a new world is possible for the people right now, there is power in choice. There is power in choice. Repost to make the choice for the collective. And then she wrote, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Believe.
Your magic is what you believe. I believe we can be free. I believe we can be free. Her last one was, she reposted someone saying, "This is the final warning. Turn notifications off and do not look at the eclipse. Something big is coming." Shortly thereafterwards, she then goes on to unalive her infant and her parents and then herself in the eclipse. She was days before telling the people that she felt like something was happening. Her name is Danielle Johnson, also known online as Ayoka. So, hold on. So she murdered, she unalived her partner, her eight-month-old baby, and then ultimately herself. Not her parents, her partner, the baby, and then herself. The series of incidents unfolded in Los Angeles on the day of the eclipse, which was April 8th, coinciding with the occurrence of the total solar eclipse, an event that Johnson had tweeted and described as the apocalypse. Johnson pushed her 2 children from a moving car. Her 9-year-old child miraculously survived, but the ordeal with moderate injuries and promptly taken to the local hospital for treatment. Tragically, her youngest child, an 8-month-old baby, did not survive the fall and was pronounced unalived at the scene. The tragedy escalated when half an hour later, Johnson drove her Porsche SUV at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour, resulting in a catastrophic crash in Redondo Beach. So she put everybody in the car and went crazy. And then she went home. And she went home and shared the news with her partner. And following the reported altercation between the two of them about what happened with the children, she then stabbed him. Or she stabbed him, fled with the children, and then threw the children out the car. But yeah, one of those orders. But yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot to it.
Okay. Sorry. So wait, I was commenting the whole time. I didn't realize I was on mute. So in order, so she stabbed them first, and then left with the children.
So apparently, they're saying that she believed to have fatally stabbed him before fleeing with the children, and then threw the children out the car,
and then unalived herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would.
From what I was reading quickly, she was an astrologer influencer.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, she's weird.
She might have been a lunatic.
Too much.
No, she might have been a lunatic though. Some people are geared by the moon. It doesn't mean that she took in too much. That might actually be what's happening. But we can't hear her because we're not there. We're not there. Everybody is on their own frequency, on a different level, on a different plane. And what she sees was probably what is truly happening in the atmosphere, in that realm. However, everyone would think that she's crazy. But the truth is that, she might not have been nuts. She might have just been influenced by the moon. And some people are that. That's why they call them lunatics, but it don't mean that they crazy. It means they are geared by the true energies that are. And those are the people that we really need to listen to. But when it comes to stuff like this, we need to keep an eye on them also to make sure that they're okay, because the spirit may be telling them, or whatever is happening in the universe might be telling them, go and be one. And I get that. I understand it, but I don't understand it. And that's why we're talking about it today, because there are people who are connected to the energies that are, and she's been talking about some things. So I know it's difficult. It's hard, but she definitely
it's a hard one to process. Yeah, it's a hard one to process.
And she was fine. She wasn't like she was talking crazy. She wasn't talking crazy prior to. It was literally just days leading up to where it got intense.
But like, you know, and even when they say that, it was like it would be like, to what extent, like, you know, how intense, to what, like, what do they mean by that, like, you know. But it's just, I guess it becomes really tragic because the life of the child and stuff was lost as well, and then there's now a child who's an orphan,
right,
who now has to actually deal with the fact that like his mother did this, and then, you know, like, and then unalived herself as well, leaving, you know, like, is a boy or a girl, you know, the child that's left behind.
I think it's a boy, 9-year-old boy.
It's not really relevant. Yeah, but it's just that, yeah, it does make it super heavy. Like, it's, you know, we recently had this conversation that everything happens for a reason. So even those, like, you know, who have transcended in this tragic experience, there's no flukes or coincidences. Everybody, you know, like, yeah, everybody co-creates to an extent, like, in terms of why we're here. But that's a deep one. That's a deep one.
Yeah, seriously. So on that note, you know, I had to touch on the crazy stuff from the eclipse, but we're going to treps back a little bit, and I got to get into the fact that O.J. Simpson passes away following his battle with cancer. O.J. Simpson.
O.J. just passed away?
No, he was sick.
O.J. Simpson passed away yesterday.
Say a word. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And
so the people are in how can I say this in a nice way? The people are celebrating OJ's death. I don't understand what's wrong with folks. They are horrible people. He clearly struggled to put those gloves on. Don't do that to him.
Oh my God.
Don't do that to him.
Not kind
And no, but this is something that's real. During that time, one of the things that they discussed about is that when he put the gloves on that day in the courtroom, he was even using medication for his arthritis that makes his hands uninflamed, because he has arthritis and his knuckles are usually huge and his fingers are usually huge, and his fingers are usually kind of like they were almost like clawed. So like they were like in a position where the fingers were kind of like stuck like this because he has arthritis. So he would take the medication and his hands would unswell. So while he was in the courtroom, his hands were in the not swollen phase. So he puts the hands in the gloves and they still don't fit. But if he had not been taking the medication, his hands wouldn't fit in the gloves at all.
Wow.
So knowing this is real. This is why they did what they did to Johnny Cochran. This is real. They were so upset. They wanted to be able to pin this thing to him. And yes, Nicole Brown Simpson did purchase those gloves, but she didn't purchase the gloves for her. For him, for OJ, they were purchased for her lover. The gloves were not to fit OJ. They weren't OJ's gloves. He was framed.
Oh.
The gloves were for her lover, was for the guy that she got killed with. So they're happy about OJ's death right now. And it's sad to see the people rejoice about this. But we do have to say that OJ did poke the bear a little bit, because after he was acquitted of all charges, OJ Simpson then went on about 10 or 15 years later to write a book called I Didn't Kill Her, But If I Did, This Is How I Would Have Did It. And
such
bad taste and such bad taste. Like, you have children for this woman.
Yeah.
That's terrible. But I understand what he's saying. In the instance that y'all poking me over and jeering me over and over again, don't play with me, because I'm still a man. And if y'all play with me, I'll tell y'all some stuff to hurt y'all feelings. I didn't do it. But if I did it, I would have choked the dog because she was with a man behind my back. So yeah, I was mad. And if I did it, I would have did it like this. So I got the premise of it. I understood. Like, don't start me up. You know I didn't hurt that lady. And I'm a black man. Mm-hmm. I could have literally slapped her and slapped the head off her shoulders at the status that he was at, being fresh out football and all of that. He could have hurt her just by slapping her. He didn't even have to stab her with a knife. Like, we know what this is. This is like when the police said, the judge said, the people said, I hit their baby with a brick. I'm like, look at me, Your Honor. Look at me. Look at the size of me. If I pluck they baby in the head, they baby might have some issues. If I smack they baby might not be here. I hit they baby with a brick. Is their baby dead, Your Honor? She said, you know what? You just said something. Get them in here right now. Get them in here. Why would y'all say this lady hit y'all baby with a brick? Why would you say that? The judge gave them the ringer that day, and I went home with no charges. But I was like, look at y'all. Look at y'all. Y'all gonna tell the people I hit the baby with a brick? Come on now. But this is what we know. So yeah, this is Kaya's Jambalaya. And I needed to put y'all in the loop because this is what's going on, and I am out.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Actually, it's time to ungrind those gears. Let's get into some interesting facts, tips, and a whole lot of fun with Gina the Great.
When they walk back, they sing through the forest.
So that's my what the facts. I'm starting off my segment a little different today because I came across this, and it's called The Songs of the Mamuna Tribe. And I don't know if you guys felt it the way I felt it, but it quieted everything in my space, and I just lived into that sound, right? And I had to go and see who these people are. And I kind of know about the people, if you will, because back in the good old Vanier days, one of my humanities classes we spoke about Papua New Guinea. And Papua New Guinea being where you have tribes of some of the last people who just didn't know the Western world on any level. But the Mamuna tribe is a sister tribe of the Korowe indigenous people of New Guinea. If you go Google this video, you can find it on YouTube, and you can find a bit of a short documentary. I think it's about like 30 to 45 minutes. And it's a anthropologist who goes to the jungle where the Mamuna tribe is, because he was actually seeking out the Korowe tribe, who apparently were the last cannibalist tribe alive. But when he went there, he came across the Mamuna tribe, and he videotaped this. And so they're tree people, and they are living in the remote regions of lowland, but hot and humid in the rainforest of Southwest Papua. Again, when you go and see these videos, it's super interesting because this is in Indonesia. Papua New Guinea is in Indonesia. But these look like Black folks like you and me, you know?
Yeah.
They
are.
Hair and
They are.
Yes, but it's just interesting to see when you see the indigenous people of many lands. So the Karawe were also known as Kalufo, the people who live in Southeast Papua in the Indonesian province of South Papua and Highland Papua. Specifically, their tribal area is split into the borders of Aboven Digoel Regency, Mapi Regency, Asmat Regency, and the Yuhokimo Regency. And they're numbered to be 4,000 to 4,400 people. So it's a pretty decent tribe, but a very small population of people who have only recently been I don't want to use the word discovered because that has connotations, but not until the late 1970s, when an anthropologist embarked on a study of the tribe, the Karawe were unaware of the existence of any people other than themselves. So the Karawe universe is filled with a variety of spirits, some more personal of character than others. Reverence is paid especially to the red-headed creator god Jiminy. The Karawe ascribed an important role in their daily lives of honoring their one god, with one being used as a concept of a prime deity from whom all others either descend or to whom others all pay homage. Once in a lifetime, a Karawe clan must organize a Sago Grub, which is a festival in order to stimulate prosperity and fertility in the ritual fashion. In times of trouble, they sacrifice domesticated pigs to the spirits of the ancestors. The Karawai have an extraordinary and rich oral tradition, myths, folk tales, magical sayings, and charms, and totem traditions. With respects to the death and afterlife of the Karawai, believe in the existence of the reciprocal type of reincarnation. Those who died can be sent back at any time to the land of the living by their kinsmen in the land of the dead in order to reincarnate in a newly born infant of their own clan. I found this to be so interesting because in this day and age of where we are today, in a day and age where we've grown into technology, in a day and age where we've been brainwashed into being told what religion we're supposed to follow, and if you don't, you're going to hell, what beauty standards we're supposed to follow based on, colonialism and all these different things. Going back to these people who were here and lived by the land and lived by the mindsets and the spiritualities of what we really should be following, protect them at all costs, because the thing too is that they did say that now they started smoking tobacco. I mean, they didn't do that before being introduced to anthropologists, but they did say at least they're not like they don't drink, so they don't do the alcohol, but they do smoke tobacco. And in the video, you see them now wearing like t-shirts and shirts, like the kids have like t-shirts and shorts and stuff. So it's like certain elements are seeping in, but I do think that you need to protect this tribe at all costs. And if anything, we should learn from them to really understand how things should have been. Because that's like, I can only imagine, I'm not saying it's easy living in the jungle, especially for me who definitely didn't grow up in the jungle, or actually for me who probably, if you put me in the jungle, I cannot live off of the land because I honestly just don't have the knowledge to be like, oh, is this poison ivy? We weren't given survival skills.
Nah, that's not how it goes, G. When you go and live there, universe recognizes that you're there and they connect you with the signs. Before you know it, you'll be going and like, oh, I have this plastic bottle in my bag. I'm going to take some rocks and some sticks and some leaves and stick it down inside. And I'm going to turn it upside down and I'm going to let the sun shine on that bottle. And I'm going to make me some fresh water until I get to running water. And then I'm going to take that same bottle and I'm going to hold it in the sun and direct it over a little piece of some dried up wood. And I'm going to set that on fire and make myself a little fire. Because when nighttime comes, I'm going to need it. Those things is all going to come to you naturally because you're going to really be where you're supposed to be. So you would never be without. He's going to download everything to you because you're going to be living your true destiny. That's when you're going to hear it. You're going to hear the drums in your ears like, yo, what's that?
Facts.
They're going to be saying, welcome home.
Yo,
we missed you.
Shameless plug. Also, as a part of the OFC over the summer, we're going to be doing workshops showing people how to recognize different bushes and trees and different things like that. Just so people know exactly, like this is part of what we should be doing as people, knowing how to reconnect with nature, because you never know, there might be a time where you're going to have to spend some time in nature, maybe, sooner than we think. And it'd be good that you guys have these survival skills. But so courtesy of the OFC community, we're looking out for the people.
Sorry, even if it isn't for the end of the world of it all, just the healing powers of nature should be brought into your futuristic life, if you will. Because I say futuristic because we're in the era of electronics, we're in the era of the internet, and that's fine and good for what you need to do at the tip of your fingers. But when it comes down to healing your body, when it comes down to healing your spirit, when it comes down to undoing a lot of the garbage that's been done onto us in what we eat and what they're selling in these stores and all these different things, getting back to that is so important just for your well-being today. Because as much as it's great, like honestly, I love having my ways that lets me know what roads to avoid and all these things. And I'm not trying to get rid of that, but I do think it's a shame that, our ancestors, and I'm not even talking about like 5 generations ago, but like our ancestors just knew like, oh no, don't eat that. That's not going to be good for you. That's just going to create arthritis and all these different things. Eat this instead. And just know that, what you should eat depending on the region that you are in. We definitely lost that art. So that's important. All right. Well, I'm going to go into the motivational quote, and I'm going to let Keanu Reeves. Yeah, that's my boy from New York out there. He has a little something to say. So, Pharaoh, run the tape.
That's your boy. I just have to say this. Gina said, my boy Keanu, the way I say my uncle Michael Jackson. I love it.
That's real.
There are 7 billion people in the world. So when one of them behaves badly toward you, he's actually doing you a great favor because he's saving you time. He's telling you that he's not worth your while. He's freeing you to say thank you for the information and will now move on to the 6,999,999,999 other people, some of whom may have some value. There are 7 billion people in the world.
That was a quick reminder that, and it's funny because I didn't say anything when you were talking about how your week went, Pharaoh, because this was in the chamber.
Yeah.
If there's one that's gonna bother you, don't even worry about turning another cheek. Turn around and walk away. You appreciate for being who you are and letting me know who you are, because there's other people who just aren't like you, and I will appreciate them better, and they are meant to be in my life, and you're not. So,
amen.
I love that. I love that mindset because it's like, yo, it's just kumbaya. Yo, it's like, okay, great. Actually, so what you're saying, Gina, is I should just be grateful. It's like, oh, awesome. Now I know who you are, what you're about, and I choose others. Okay.
Well, we was kind of living like this through COVID without saying the words. The more that people said the words to us, you can't come here, you can't this, you can't that. It was like, oh, thank you so much, Costco. Thanks. Thanks. We won't be here for another 3 years. Thanks for saying I can't come in.
I love that. So
now I know you. We love this.
So I have 2 scenarios for you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You want to say something, Pharaoh?
No. I was just agreeing with Kaya that going back to COVID, it was very telling. It let you know about who your real friends were, who your family is, what stores actually deserve your support. Yeah, COVID was real telling.
See, going back to when you said who your real friends are, in my head, friends. Many of us have them. Friends. I don't know what happened. I think in another life, I think we just communicated in song. It's like what happened to me? What happens to me? I don't know.
Great segue, Jen. Yo, listeners, don't worry. We have a show we're setting up for you guys where everything is in song.
Awesome. So 2 scenarios. I have 2 scenarios for you guys that I found on social media. And I'm going to ask you, what would you do? So now, Pharaoh, you're married, so I want you to take this
I'm doing the bad one. No.
So, Pharaoh, you're married, and I want you to look at this from your current situation. And Kaya, whether you are madly in love or not, in this scenario, look at it. You are in your relationship, and you are, this is the love of your life, and all these things. Okay. So, your ex dies, and you get a call from the power of attorney, and they left you $2 billion in their will. You know what? $2 billion is outrageous. That's ridiculous. Let's call it $2 million. So the ex left you $2 million in their will, but your current love has pride and doesn't want you to take the money. What do you do?
Okay, this has to be very hypothetical because Shai would be like, yo, winning. She would definitely not be. So this is really hypothetical. Okay. It's like, thank you, Lord. Yo, the energy came through.
Girl after my own heart.
Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. So now I have to process this. I really have to put myself in this scenario. Okay, so Shai's not down. All right.
Kaya, do you have an answer as to what you would do?
I got answers for what I've told a man for less with women that didn't die. Let me tell you. I'm like, steal from your girlfriend and give me the money. Steal it out of her purse and give it to me.
Oh my gosh.
I don't care. I need 10 grand. Tell your girlfriend that your grandmother needs a heart transplant and everybody in the family got to put in the piece. You're responsible for 20,000 and then you're going to send me that 20.
Right. So now you flipped it. So now if you're in that relationship and your ex
gets left the money, she dead. I ain't got her to worry about. Get the money, boo.
No. I'm saying
give me half. What?
Right. No, I'm saying he's telling you that he has too much pride and he doesn't want you to get the $2 million from your ex who left it to you.
He gonna have a fight with his rich girlfriend tonight. That's it. We gonna fight. His girlfriend's so stinking rich. He gonna be fighting with his rich girlfriend like, I hate this stinking rich bitch. I hate her. But guess what? She gonna be rich. So he gonna be like, guess what? I'm gonna keep her because I got $2 million. You're not breaking up with me, bro.
Yes. I know. I'm only a little mad. No, because the thing is, like, I'm like, okay, so I'm there with Kaya in the sense that, all right, like, Shai's upset. am I really saying, yo, I'm not taking this 2 million because Shy is in her feelings right now? Especially because for less, she's been in her feelings and came out of her feelings. I really feel that honestly, it's like, yeah, you might be upset right now, but
when you're
not gonna hold this.
When she
That's
when
what
you Bentley, she's gonna be smiling and sucking her teeth at the same time, like, oh God, I cannot stand. I hate Pharaoh. He makes me sick. Give me the keys.
When we're on family, trust me, we're on family vacation number 10 for the year. Like, it's like, I know you're vexed. You're still vexed. I know you're mad.
Kiss me on the lips. Kiss me on the lips. I know
you know, that's like, I don't know. Yeah, so I hate to be that guy, but I really don't. I don't think I could take on the vex. I can't take it too seriously. It's like I hear you. Right. You're vexed, babe, but
I'm gonna need you to hold your pride for a little bit. Now, I mean, I don't condone dishonest relationships, but I will say this: in my mind, for a little, is that what I would have done? No, because again, I don't condone dishonesty in relationships. But in my mind, I would have been like, let me just go ahead and get a little separate account. Tell the attorney, like, yo, slide it in here, and then like use that to start paying off bills. All of a sudden, oh my gosh, look, I have a little extra money. Let me double up some payments on this mortgage. Oh, hey, the light bill is we did good on electricity this month. There's no light bill. Because it was for the year.
So you're siphoning it in piece by piece, like you're basically washing it internally. You're just like, let me just bring it in, cover things.
You don't think he gonna know? You would really lie?
Let me tell you something. especially since a lot of times, and as a woman, a lot of times, the women are responsible for like the household. Like the man will just be like, oh, here's the money for the bills and stuff like that. But we tend to be the ones out there paying it. So, and then now what you're gonna do too is that you're gonna give me your money. I'm gonna put that in the savings too. So now we have that grow that we're saving.
You know what? You sound like a woman who is about to break up with somebody.
Again, like I said,
you got it just in case.
I'm saving his money for us. It's now that's the savings more money. But again, I say that
but not okay. That was just to throw a wrench in that, because now he finds out down the line. Like, that's not breaking his heart. Like, but what, babe? Ain't you been lying to me? You said we got this car on special. What the hell? We paid full price for this. But like,
the thing is, I don't condone the dishonesty, but the scenario did flash through my head. Like, we could do something. Am I doing it? I'm not saying I necessarily am. However, when you do find out 10, 15, 20 years down the line when we're retired, are you really mad now that all the money that because the thing is, I helped you keep your pride. You're like, I'm a man, I'm paying bills, I'm doing this. Your money's all there. Your money's still saved. So now you're retired and look, you thought you were retiring and getting, I don't know, $60,000 a year. Now, my G, you on the milli-mills. We private jet. Matter of fact, you retired early. Look at you doing what you had to do with saving your money. Look at you.
Anyways, guys.
Proud of you, babe.
At the end of
wow.
Pride is a sin, and I'm not partaking in that. That's how I'd say. Look,
and then
you and your prideful self.
And then you force me to lie on it. We both going to hell in a handbag, honey. Let's just tell the truth and be rich. My God.
Amen.
Why we gotta be sinners to be rich?
Amen.
Not to quote Cole, but pride is the devil.
Ooh.
Thank you. Pride is the devil. Cool, light skin Cole.
You got a hold on me.
Fair skin brother Cole.
Not fair skin brother Cole.
No, but that's what we have to call him, so we know who we're talking about.
He's a church brother. He said,
"Y'all gonna make an enemy out of me." Watch how you talk.
But I do look forward to the day I get to meet Cole in person and we get to lime, because he seems like a person I would love to lime with. He seems like somebody along my lineman type of energy.
Him and Andre 3000. Like, I would love to sit in a room with Andre 3000 and just like understand his artistry and understand his mind, like high key. Okay.
Just for the record, if you do make it in a room with him, mention me and mention the dollar bill with the writing on it, because I'm telling you, you're in like Flynn, babe. Trust me. That's my
next scenario. We'll make it really quick. You can only pick one: 850 credit score, $2 million in cash, or $4,000 a week for life.
850 credit score, $2 million in cash,
or $4,000 a week for life.
Okay. All right. a second. If I'm so a week, 4,000 a week.
Yeah,
4,000 at 16 bands a month.
Well, sort of, because if we're looking at 52 weeks, you're talking about $208,000 a year.
Wait.
Okay,
what?
Go ahead.
No,
you
wait,
answer
no,
first.
hold on. Wait. You said. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, it's 4,000 a week. It's how much? It's how much a year?
208,000.
52. All right.
If you have an answer, please go ahead, because Pharaoh's like, he's like the lady with.
Yeah, he doing math. I already did it though. So I'm gonna take the $4,000 a week for life, because I can exceed $2 million within a couple of years. So I'm going to take the $4,000 a week for life and build with that, because the truth is that we all know that I'm learning some skills, but I'm not financially savvy enough to know what to do with $2 million. I'm going to spin around in the mall and that's going to be gone. But at $4,000 a week, it makes me know that I got to ration this money. So I can't be popping it off like a pimp. I got to come off easy on the money, because it's only $4,000 a week. So, you know. So yeah, I
was dancing between the 4,000 a week and the 850 credit score, actually, because the money along the lines of Kaya, because that money in and out, 2 million, especially these days. Like, shoot, I didn't even ask you if I was going to be taxed on it. I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. But the point is, I was like, 2 million, you could blow that real quick by mistake. Like, shoot, that's 2 million. I already spent that. But 4,000 a week, is that consistent? The 850, yeah, it makes you look super nice, but then you're getting loans, you're getting things. It's not, at the end of the day, it's not panning out. So I'm in the same in the same boat with Kaya. 4,000 a week, especially because I'm going to live over 100. That gives me I have bread for days. Gina the Great, what was your response?
I'll be honest. I thought that this was an easy answer, and I thought everyone was going to say 2 million in cash. But what I will appreciate, no, and I say this to say, because my answer would have been 2 million, and I'll tell you why. But before I say that is, I really do appreciate, and kudos to you guys for recognizing your strength and really looking into this beyond that, because Kaya, not many people would be like, yo, I'll blow 2 million faster than I'll blow the 4,000 a week, and if you aren't financially savvy, and a lot of people are not financially savvy because Pharaoh, your dogs are barking in the background. Yeah, there we go. So a lot of people aren't financially savvy, may think they are, but they aren't. Namely, I know that there are situations where people have to live paycheck to paycheck, but generally speaking, most people live beyond their means. And when you are living beyond your means, I'm not saying that makes you financially illiterate, but it's not the smartest choice to do in your life. So if you tell yourself, to get to 2 million, it will probably take you 10 years to get to that 2 million. And understanding that money does depreciate. That's why I'm kind of like 4,000 a week in a span of 10 years. That 4,000 isn't really 4,000 anymore. However, it being 4,000 today and what you can do with it today, and if you set yourself up properly today, then that's great for the 10 years, and it's going to be great for the next 20 or 30. If you know what to do.
Go ahead.
If you know what to do with that 2 million, it can be the same scenario, but you got to know what to do with that 2 million.
I was looking at it. I was like, yo, in 2 months, I got 16 racks. I got 30 racks. That's a down on another property. Like, I'm investing in all kind of things because, you got that consistent bread coming in. It's like, so I'm definitely 100%. And again, another shameless plug. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have the one and only Clark Cadet. He is a financial coach who's going to be joining us on the show. And he is a person who, if you don't know how to get your funds in order, he's our budget god. He's been doing workshops in the community. Anyways, I'm looking forward to having him on. Like I told you guys, it's finance season. We're talking money, so I'm really looking forward to it. But great scenario, Gina. I like this one.
Well, thank you kindly. Let's get into it. It's trivia time. Are you ready?
I'm so ready to redeem myself from last week. Oh my gosh. I'm so ready.
All right.
Oh God.
I don't have a theme
But
today.
I wish, Gina, you would give us a heads up in the group chat, like, so we can prepare, study, read two extra
that's
books.
not
like,
fair. That's not how it goes.
That's not how trivia works.
Oh.
And then I'm supposed to prepare you now. Hey, go learn everything you can possibly learn in terms
on this particular topic.
No, that's the topic.
Right.
These are random facts. Today, it doesn't have a theme. It's random facts. Question number 1. Which country is wider than the moon?
Wider?
Yes.
Damn,
Africa.
can we get a hint?
Oh, Africa's a continent.
I said
Damn.
country.
I know.
Can we get it? Okay. So can we get a hint?
I'm going to say none.
None countries? Oh, that's how trivia works.
Okay, so let me
It can't be a trick question?
If it was, I would have had.
Is the place in Africa?
No.
Okay, Russia.
Your answer is Russia?
Yes.
I'm going to say Antarctica.
Antarctica.
I changed it to Antarctica.
Antarctica is not a country either. It's a region housing as a continent.
Damn.
The country is Australia. Russia would be a good answer. Yeah, because Australia is also a continent, but it is also a country.
Yeah, but see, that's not fair. That's not fair.
We're not that smart.
I thought Australia was a continent.
No, it's a country. You know, Australia is a country. Okay.
So it's a continent.
Well, because technically,
Can we go to the next?
New Zealand is in the same continent as Australia, so there are more than one countries in Australia. But Australia is.
I thought it was a continent of its own. That's all right. Let's go.
Questions. All of a sudden, we're trick question teams. Okay, great. Go ahead.
That's okay. You don't see my face right now. It's okay. The audience can't see my face right now. But yeah,
you know, it's when they're wrong. It's when they're wrong. They have all of these sour comments. So when they're right, it's bang, bang, bang. Oh, you know me. You know my name. Where I'm from.
Gigi, you my girl. All this.
Guilty.
I know you're right. You're right.
Guilty.
Right.
Yeah. We're called bad weather friends. You call those bad weather friends.
Oh,
All right,
that's
go ahead.
terrible.
Question number 2.
Sore losers.
Which planet spins clockwise?
Earth.
Earth?
Kaya, is Earth? Fair, you said Earth as well?
I said Earth too, yeah.
All right, guys. It's Venus.
Oh.
Wow.
You know what?
Damn. I didn't like that lead up, Gina. I didn't like the lead up. I was like, oh, we both got it. Virtual high fives. That's not what happened.
You know what? My head is just turned from the screen. I'm not even looking at them anymore. I'm just looking out the window. I went far away.
What fear do you have if you have allodoxophobia?
You're afraid of water.
Kaya says water. Barrow says
say it one more time.
allodoxophobia.
Fear of the sun.
So fear of the sun. Kaya switches to fear of the sun. Barrow states it is
fear of plants. Fear of plants.
They just cheated.
I feel like
oh my goodness.
I had like some kind of synthesis word in there, but allodoxophobia is the fear of people's opinions.
Wow.
So I'm pretty sure more of our listeners have allodoxophobia.
We should have known that because dox means when someone dox you, that means that they tell your real information where you're not supposed to have my real information.
Interesting. Yeah.
I just heard aloes in there, and I was like, aloes is a plant. Go ahead.
Allodoxophobia.
Allodoxa phobia. Phobia.
But there's really too many phobias on this planet. Like, we really need to chill out. Like, as a species, come on, man. Phobia for everything.
Well,
sorry, digress.
Fear is a big thing, and fear is what keeps the people in line. Just to let you know.
That's why I got to get people out of this. Yeah,
absolutely. That's why they're happy to give you another phobia every day. They can be another phobia. The fear opening your eyes. What part? Number 4. What part of the body cannot heal itself?
I would have said like the brain, but we recently found out that the brain regenerates as well.
The heart.
The heart
cannot heal itself.
And Pharaoh says the brain because he has no other answer.
I don't know. I don't know if I even believe that this question should be a question because I believe the body can do everything.
I know, me too. It's a conundrum for me.
But I know
it's a conundrum
that they actually wrote a fake answer for that they expect us to know, like the socialization, like they do in school. Like none of that stuff is like exactly. Stuff. It's not answers. They don't help anything.
Mm-hmm.
But so
I thought, we're back in the boohoo conspiracies of what the questions are. So,
oh my goodness! But Gina, we're talking only facts here. Kai and I are only speaking facts.
I'll just give you the answer. I'll just give you the answer because amongst one of you, both of you are wrong. It's the human teeth.
Oh, yes. No, that's not true. The teeth fix themselves. Yes, they do. Oh my gosh, I'm fixing my teeth right now with clay, with Aztec clay, healing clay, with coconut oil, charcoal, and brush my teeth with that.
I think you're missing the. What?
Continue.
Your teeth are not good.
Let her cook.
Yeah, and you put it on your teeth, and your teeth regenerate themselves. They build back up again.
Yeah,
they fix themselves.
So when it says the body cannot heal, like it's a part of the body that cannot heal itself, you just name like 15 ingredients that you needed to put on there to have to fix it. But
eggshell, I can ingest eggshell. Anyways, I don't. The teeth do fix themselves.
They don't, because especially when it falls out, it does not grow back. What grows back when you're a child is the tooth that was above there. But okay, number 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that.
What used to be an Olympic sport but is no longer an Olympic sport?
Boxing. Javelin. No.
I will admit that this is difficult. I think less physical.
Chess.
I appreciate you coming out with chess, because that is less physical. This is a hard one, I will say. Competitive art. Apparently,
oh shoot,
used to be an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this
like,
though.
Why is there so many just random things on this planet? Like, why would art be an Olympic sport? Like, how do you even train for that? And how do you compete? Who wins? It's art. It's a expression of yourself. How are you gonna be like, yeah, you won that one?
We are not bright as a people. That's all I'm going to say. That's why they took that shit out. That's why they took it out. Because what is y'all thinking?
Well, I mean, art itself is a whole thing. In the art business is a whole thing, which is more about money laundering than it is about the art itself. But okay, I digress.
Yeah,
talk about it. But if I'm going to just throw a very random thing in there, I also believe that trans should have their own Olympics. There should be the trans Olympics, because I do not think trans people should participate in the regular Olympics. I think it's huge. It's just not fair. So if we're on the topic of Olympics, I really think there should be just like you don't put like special needs to participate in regular Olympics. There should be trans Olympics, regular Olympics, special needs Olympics.
I agree.
I agree. And again, as a big ally, I do, there are things that, like biology is biology in terms of what that is, and okay, cool. Question number 6. Where was the first person processed in Ellis Island from?
Wait, say that again, one more time.
Where was the first person processed at Ellis Island from?
Ellis Island is what? Where?
Ellis Island
is jail?
Where Ellis Island is where people went into the US, like when they started going to the US, and so they processed them at Ellis Island. If I say a little bit more, then they
okay, all right. They went into
they were from.
Okay.
You want to know where they was from, right?
Yeah, where are they from? The first in Europe.
Spain.
Yeah.
Kai says Spain. Pharaoh.
It's it's like Irish, Ireland or something like that.
For the first point on the board today, a 15-year-old girl from Ireland.
Yeah.
Hidden Colors.
When they're
I got
right
that from Hidden Colors. No. But I'm just saying, Gina. No, because that's a question that some people could actually know, Gina. Who's gonna know that art was a sport? Who's gonna know this? Nobody's gonna really think art was a sport.
Somebody obviously knew it. It's a question. Number 7. What prompted the creation of Google Image? And a hint, it was an event that occurred at the 2000s Grammys. And when this event happened, Google said, we need Google Image. We need to be more than just a search engine. We need to show pictures.
2000 Grammys?
Yeah.
2000 Grammys? When did, like 200, right?
No,
Not 2020.
Ask the question again, please.
What prompted the creation of Google Image? A hint is it was after an event that occurred at the Grammys in the year 2000.
So do you want to know the event that happened?
Yes. Why did they create it?
Or why?
Tupac got shot?
Mm-hmm.
Tupac got shot?
At the Grammys?
No.
I don't know.
He definitely did it. And didn't Tupac get shot in 96?
We know. I know. I'm just saying.
Oh. I was like...
It just seemed like an event we might want to reference.
Additional hint. It has something to do with Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez and the P. Diddy gun?
Not the gun.
Bringing P. Diddy the gun.
He had a see-through dress on?
I'm going to...
Jennifer Lopez, see-through?
I'm gonna give it to Farrell because it was about her dress. Not that it was see-through, although it didn't have much material, but it was the green dress that she wore at the Grammys. So I'll give you that one.
All right.
And that inspired Google View?
Google Images. Yeah.
Google Images?
Yeah, that prompted the creation of Google Images because everyone needs to know what this famous green dress looked like.
Mm.
Wow.
Question number 8. What do lemons do but limes don't?
Yeah.
This feels like a riddle.
Like this, I know. This feels like something we should know. Lemons turn. Okay.
Oh, what? No. What do what?
What do lemons
do?
But limes don't.
That limes don't.
Limes grow seeds, but lemons don't. No, that's a lie. They both grow seeds. I'm high.
Oh man.
Lemons bleach your skin.
No. If I say hint word, buoyancy.
Lemons float and limes don't.
Lemons float and limes don't. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now it's time for a science project.
I feel Kaya deserves that because she knew what buoyancy meant. I was like, buoyancy? What's buoyancy mean? I was busy thinking about something else.
I'm fat, so I definitely know what buoyancy means. Definitely. That's why fat people don't drown.
Question number 9. Wow. Who was the Eiffel Tower? Who was the Eiffel Tower originally created for?
The Eiffel Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a gift to a woman, to a queen?
No, well, the Eiffel Tower is in Paris, right? So, who was it originally made for?
I don't know. She had to be ghetto though, because it's in a very ghetto part of town. So she wasn't very revered. Whoever she was, they didn't like her much.
Oh my god!
So let me give you this.
Built the whole tower.
It's not a person. It was actually a country. It was actually created for another country. It was not originally created for Paris, France.
Eiffel Tower.
A city in another country.
Somewhere in Italy.
Somewhere in Italy. I do need a city though.
Prague.
I'm just gonna say
no. That's not in Italy.
It's not in Italy.
Yes, I know. I don't know any of those places. If you ask me African countries, I know where they're at. But if you ask me those things,
we had African trivia and y'all didn't do so.
I did well.
We didn't do so well.
I did well.
Well. Stop it.
What are
you
talking
didn't do that
about?
good. No.
I had all of the light skinned African countries. I got all of them right that day. Algeria. Yes, I had all.
Libya.
I had all of them right. I got all of them right.
Okay. All right, you ain't lying.
Can I get a city, please? Just give me any city. Name a city.
But but are you saying that it is a city in Italy? Are we going in the right direction? I say me because I'm moving from my.
It's in Europe.
Okay, good. So
it's for Spain. It's for Spain. I'm gonna say it's for Spain.
Spain is the country.
Spain is the country, but you want the city.
I'm gonna say Venice.
Barcelona.
Okay, so Kaya, Barcelona. Pharaoh, you said Venice. So, well, Venice is in Italy. Barcelona is in Spain. And we do have someone who has a correct answer. And I'm not pump faking you. It is Barcelona. Thank you, Kaya.
Wow. You Googled it, you bastard.
I gotta pee. I got my hands in between my legs right now. I can't wait for this to be over so I can go pee.
Last question. And you both are at 2 points. And I will, and in this case, I will allow a winner. So the person who has the closest answer shall. How long would it take to fall to the center of the earth? Please provide in minutes.
Gigi, we in a dome. What the hell?
I know. The world is flat. Okay, what?
So let's presume that it's this globe and it got a hole straight through the middle to the middle. It would take me a week to.
Please provide your answer in minutes.
Oh,
minutes.
My God. So it's going to take me.
You are free falling to the center of the earth. How many minutes would this take you?
But now in terms of weight, does it matter? Because if you're bigger,
it would, because I would be falling at a faster velocity than you. So it might take me 15 minutes and take him. You see, like G, 20? This ain't right. We can't answer this. This is one of them answers. Yeah. Okay, but I kind of
levitate a little bit. I'm going
to say 33 minutes. I'm going to say 33 minutes.
I don't even like you at all. How many minutes?
No, 33 minutes.
33 minutes.
I need another hint. Is it over 60 minutes?
I'm not giving you hints. I said the person who has the closest time, and I said give it to me in minutes, wins. You get.
Okay. Is it closest time without going over? Without like Price is Right style? Closest time without going over? Because if you go over,
that's a great question. It's the closest minute.
Minute. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say
it's nothing. This is not.
Yeah. All right. Kaya, you said 30 minutes.
She said 33 minutes.
33 minutes.
She said 30 minutes.
It's not taking that long. The center of the earth is only in distance about that velocity, wind factor, levitation. Taking.
Did I mention I had to pee, man? Listen,
I'm gonna say 18 minutes.
18 minutes is what Pharaoh said. We do have a tiebreaker. This tiebreaker has been broken because it takes 19 minutes to fall to the center of the earth.
Booyah! Let's clap it up for me. It's because I did the math. You guys didn't hear I did the math over here? I was doing the calculations. You guys are trying to rush me. But you have to put that velocity. You see, I would have got 19 minutes, but
tell me how
levitation time.
Tell me how you calculate. What's the numbers that you
gotta multiply? You gotta multiply your weight plus the wind factor in there. It depends. Sometimes it's a whatever. And then the fact I levitate a little bit.
What's the wind factor on that day when you was jumping?
I had to average. I had to average, Kaya. I had to average.
But there is no jumping. There's no, when you're falling to the center of the earth, there is no wind. I appreciate you adding.
Pharaoh has a small child on the side of him, Googling everything with the earplug in their ear.
God.
They got on 2 sets, and the child is Googling and turning the phone to him.
Yeah, Gina, first of all, if I'm going to the center of Earth, you better believe I'm jumping. I'm jumping up and then going down. Like, I'm not just stepping into it. It's like, I'm jumping up in the air as if I'm going into a pool.
If you're falling, you may not be jumping at all. You may just be walking and all of a sudden, boop, manhole. You down there.
You mean it's not intentional? Because I thought it was unintentional. Like, I'm going to the center of the Earth.
Imagine falling for 19 whole minutes.
Okay?
I know.
Because when I jump, I fall right away. Okay? When you jump,
okay.
And that's like
I know 19 minutes of
falling. And like let alone, I don't know if you've ever fallen downstairs or anything like that. That already feels like a lifetime.
Yes.
And it's mere seconds. So 19 minutes of falling, that's a lot.
Yeah, I was just imagining what would happen to my I'm like, yo, I'm falling, my eyes is bugging out my head, I'm farting. It's like, like, oh God, when am I gonna stop? Fall up?
I know.
Oh,
then you have time
God,
to actually catch yourself. You're like, yo, I'm still falling though.
Oh my God, it's been hours. Jesus.
You know, they do say when people like, I wonder if you might end up having a heart attack too, just off of the like sheer anxiety of the fall.
I'm gonna start doing tricks. I'm cutting the flip. I'm like, hey, I'm still. Hey, let's try.
I'm still here. Yeah.
Let's try it.
I'm trying to go upwards. I'm trying to swim. Okay,
yo, I'm turning my t-shirt. I got 19 minutes. I'm turning my t-shirt into parachute. I got my sneakers off. I'm working it in the air like
propeller. Anyway.
I'm
praying. I've prayed.
Oh man, 19 minutes is way too long. I'm gonna get creative. I think by the time I get into it, though, 10 minutes in, I've already talked to God. Me and him is working it out. He working on my wings. Like,
well, that was good, guys. And I grind, you grind, and sometimes we need to ungrind together. That's Ungrind My Gears with Gina the Great. We would like to thank our special guests. This episode is possible thanks to the awesome people at CKUT, the OFC, Solo Drum, and the Caribbean Curry House. Do you have any shout-outs?
Shout out to all my lunatics. Shout out to all my lunatics. That's it.
Shout out to brother Isaiah. It's his birthday on the 11th, and we doing dinner and karaoke tomorrow. So shout out to
I'm saying just shout out.
Wow, I said shout out to Sheldon, my best friend. It's gonna be his birthday on the 15th too, so shout out to him.
Oh, shout out Sheldon. Did we already talk about this guy-girl best friend thing? Anyways, we'll talk about that another time. So I'm giving, first of all, the city of Montreal, a huge shout out. I'm giving a shout out to all OFC community members. I'm giving a shout out to everybody hosting events and activities coming up. A huge shout out again, as you guys are hearing this, Mireille Nana, her workshop that she's hosting today at noon. You definitely want to take part. It's going to be awesome. Anybody who's in business, she's talking about how to get access to funding. I want to shout out all our other guests that are going to be coming up for the rest of the month. I want to shout out our listeners who've been tuning in, following, and supporting. Shout out to us and our new branding. Go on our Facebook, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, OFC Podcast Radio. And shout out to the ancestors, my family, and I think that's it for now.
Kings and Queens, this was the OFC Podcast Radio with Pharaoh Hammond Freeman, Queen Kaya, and myself, Gina the Great. We're on every Thursday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on CKUT 90.3 FM. Hopefully you got your dose of entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment. Stay blessed and highly favored.
OFC Podcast Radio.